I'm Deborah Robick. I'm the owner of VisionEcon, and I have a question for you. When your tax accountant at the end of the year asks for your financial statements, does it literally send you into a frenzy? Or let's say you find yourself a little bit low on funds, so you go to the bank and you fill out a bank application, and the banker asks you a question and you literally can't answer it, and you freeze in your tracks. So you kind of look like this gentleman waving the white flag of surrender saying, help, I don't know how to answer that question. If that's you, I want to reassure you, you're not alone. So please don't get discouraged. Actually, Infusionsoft did a survey of small business owners, and they asked them what they liked and hated about their day. And the number one most hated task was anything that had to do with finances. So you're not alone. And in fact, 56% of these small business owners said they hated, and that's a strong word, hated doing financial tasks. The second most hated thing was HR, which includes firing, which I can't imagine that you would hate finances more than that, but I know it happens. So, and not only that, I have some clients that have told me right out, I'm good at making widgets. I don't want to spend my time learning QuickBooks. I just don't have the time. I don't want to spend the time. So that's where VisionEcon comes in. We have built so many tools, customized tools for our clients, and I want to show you a few of them to show you that we can make it easy. But it's not just that, we educate you. I have one of my clients that finally said, now I finally understand these. No one ever sat down with me to explain this to me. So we actually help educate you too. So I'm going to share some of these with you. So let me share my desktop for a second. The first one I built for a client who does events. So he only needs to record his sales when he is at an event. But all my workbooks are basically the same, built the same way. So I wanted to show you this one because this is probably the most complicated one. You'll see that when you open Excel, there's different tabs at the bottom. These are different pages. So if you go to the first page, it's always going to be an instruction sheet. The instruction sheet has this warning on here that says, remember to always check your work for two reasons. There's formulas in here, and sometimes they get changed. So you got to be careful of that. And the second thing is obviously data entry. So you always have to check your formulas and your numbers. And unfortunately, I can check the formulas for you. I can't check the numbers for you. I don't know if you've entered something incorrectly. But you'll kind of be able to notice it, and I'll give you an example of that as we go on. The second thing is some of these formulas that I know I needed to lock are locked, so you can't change them. And if you're really good at Excel and you want to change some of these formulas, you just move the smiley face and it'll have the password underneath it. So that's for those of you that are really experts in Excel. Again, then all the instructions are down here. Usually all my workbooks are created the same way. You want to start at the input table. This records your categories of sales and all your expenses, and you need to customize these for your business. Why is that? Because you're in this to make money. You're in this to make a living. So I recommend for all my clients to customize their product lines, customize their sales by product line. You need to know if you're making money in different product lines, because if you're not, you really have to think twice about staying in that product line. So I've done this for one of my clients. She sells caramel corn. She's awesome. So I've got, if I did this for her, in another worksheet, but if I would actually record all her different flavors of caramel corn. She sells coffee too. I would record all those. I would have all her materials recorded in here. Any unique expenses, I would change down here. So that's where you start. You want to enter anything that it is unique to your business. Then let's say she did a farmer's market today. I would just enter the date. I'm just going to put farmer's market. Enter the city. The reason I have my gentleman that uses this one, we want to know which cities are really profitable for him. Again, he's in it to make a living. If he's losing money in certain cities, we might want to reconsider whether he does farmers markets or events in those cities. So let's say we started out with 25 plain, 25 confused, which has nuts in it. And then she ended up with 10, oops, I changed the wrong thing. She ended up with 10 plain left and 5 confused left. So you can see it automatically calculates the unit sales. If I go down here and hit submit numbers, It records it on this page, the sales count page, which is really for me. It's not necessarily for you. And then records it on the revenue numbers. Then these numbers get fed into what's called a pivot table. So, and this is what you would actually give to your accountant at the end of the year. If you click within the pivot table, you'll see two tabs up here are highlighted on the ribbon. The Analyze tab, if you hit refresh, it recalculates your income. So now we know what our income is, but then there's the other side, the expense side. I've got something entered in here already. Let's say that instead of office supplies for today, she actually hired someone to work her stand. So I would put direct labor, and she paid them $50. So then we would go over to calculated tables over here, or totals, I'm sorry, over here, hit Analyze, refresh, and you can see the $50 is now recorded. And here's her profit, which is just your revenues minus expenses. Let's say I actually wanted to record some direct costs, which are things that are actually go into the production of her Karma corn. Let's say I just spent $5. I go to calculated totals, hit anywhere within the pivot table, Analyze, refresh, and you can see now she's made less money. Oops, I just created a new pivot table, sorry. Okay, so that's basically how all my worksheets work. Again, here's one. If you don't need to record daily events, this one's for you. All you do is you go, same concept. There's an instruction page, input table. You go to the revenue page and you put in the date. There's a drop-down box with the different revenue categories. Let's say I sold 10, and you can see that it's recorded, the amount, the revenue's recorded. And you go, in this one, you go to totals and you hit anywhere in the pivot table, Analyze, refresh, and you can see the revenues right there. So those are the two most common ones that my clients use. I'm going to show you another one. Let's say you're even less sophisticated than that. I built this for another one of my clients. This one does not have an instruction sheet because I did all the work for them on this one. Not all the work, I have to clarify this, but what they did, all they did was downloaded their bank statements. They always use the same bank account for their revenues and expenses. So they just downloaded them, sent them to me, and I created pivot tables from these. And based on, let's go over to the accounting categories here. So on their bank statements, I started to notice categories that kept occurring, like I'm trying to find GoDaddy, like GoDaddy or Safeway Auto or Safeway Fuel. I noticed certain categories were popping up over and over again. So I could actually classify those vendors based on the accounting category. So this table did that. They had to help me with this because there were some things that I didn't know, I didn't know what category they would be in. So they had to help me with this table. And then at the end, I just created pivot tables for them that showed, you can see the different accounting categories here, their revenues here, and they actually gave, and their profit here, and they actually gave this to their accountant for the end of the year. So you can see there's a lot of different things that VisionEcon can do for you. These tools are available for $49. You need to just shoot us an email, just hit the contact form on the contact page and shoot us a little note that you want to buy one of these tools. You can either buy the tool itself for $49, or if you need help and you need an hour of our services, that's $99. So, and we can customize them for you too. So just give us a call, contact us on the contact page or call us, and we would be happy to customize something for you if these don't work for you. Again, I've got so much experience working with spreadsheets. I'll just customize it for you any way you need. Thanks for listening. I hope I've helped you a little bit, and we're going to have lots more webinars to come, so stay tuned.